Imagine exploring some of the world's most breathtaking natural wonders. From towering granite peaks to deserts that stretch endlessly into the horizon. Our planet is home to an extraordinary variety of landscapes, each with its own unique beauty, ecological importance, and fascinating history. So stay with us for a few minutes as we explore 12 of the world's most beautiful natural wonders. Laguna, Colorada, Bolivia. This red lake dotted with hundreds of flamingos, set against a backdrop of snow-capped volcanoes, is Laguna, Colorada, or the Red Lagoon, in Bolivia. Located in Eduardo Avaroa Andean Fauna National Reserve, is one of the most stunning natural wonders of the Altiplano region. The shallow lake, located at an elevation of 4,278 meters, gets its striking reddish hue from the algae and sediments that thrive in its mineral-rich waters. This vibrant red, combined with the stark white borax islands that float on its surface, creates a surreal and almost alien landscape. Laguna Colorada is a critical habitat for the rare James's flamingos, a species that feeds on the lake's algae, which in turn gives the flamingos their distinctive pink coloring. The lagoon is also home to two other species of flamingos, Chilean and Andean, making it a prime birdwatching destination. The flamingos, with their elegant silhouettes, stand in contrast to the dramatic high-altitude desert that surrounds the lake, an arid and otherworldly environment known as the Altiplano. This region is part of the larger Andean mountain range, and the volcanic activity in the area has created geothermal hot springs and geysers, adding to the unique beauty of the landscape. Laguna Colorada is not only visually striking but also holds cultural and ecological significance for the indigenous people of the area, who have lived in harmony with this harsh environment for centuries. The lagoon and the surrounding area are also part of Bolivia's protected national reserve, ensuring that its fragile ecosystems are preserved for future generations. Banff National Park, Canada. This national park, nestled in the heart of the Canadian Rockies, is Canada's first national park. Established in 1885, this UNESCO World Heritage Site is a spectacular blend of towering mountains, emerald lakes, and lush forests, offering a pristine natural sanctuary for wildlife and adventurers alike. Banff is home to some of the most breathtaking glacial lakes in the world, like Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, whose turquoise waters attract millions each year. But what makes these lakes so vibrantly blue? It's the fine rock flour, or glacial silt, suspended in the water that reflects sunlight, creating that magical color. The park's rugged terrain, carved by glaciers over thousands of years, has created an unparalleled landscape for outdoor activities, from hiking along scenic trails to skiing in the winter months. Historically, Banff has also been a center for health and wellness, thanks to its natural hot springs. The discovery of these thermal springs in the late 19th century led to the establishment of the park itself, as the Canadian government sought to protect the area and develop it as a health resort. You can still soak in the Banff Upper Hot Springs, a tradition that has lasted for over a century. The park is also a haven for wildlife. Imagine spotting a grizzly bear or an elk while exploring one of the many trails. Banff National Park is crucial for conservation efforts, as it protects habitats for many endangered species. With over 6,600 square kilometers of diverse ecosystems, from alpine tundra to dense forests, Banff offers a unique glimpse into Canada's natural beauty, making it a must-visit destination for nature lovers worldwide. Namib Desert, Namibia. Did you know that the Namib Desert, located along the Atlantic coast of Namibia, is considered the oldest desert in the world, dating back at least 55 million years? This ancient desert stretches for over 2,000 kilometers and is famous for its towering red sand dunes, some of which reach heights of 300 meters, making them among the tallest in the world. The vibrant red color of the dunes, caused by oxidized iron in the sand, contrasts dramatically with the deep blue sky, creating a landscape that feels almost alien. One of the most iconic spots in the Namib is Sossusvlei, a vast salt and clay pan surrounded by dunes, where the bleached, dead trees known as fossil forests stand eerily in the cracked earth. Despite its harsh conditions, the Namib Desert is teeming with life. How do plants and animals survive in such an arid environment? Evolution has equipped many species with remarkable adaptations. The Namib is also rich in human history. The desert has been inhabited by the indigenous Sand people for thousands of years, and their ancient rock art can still be found in places like Twyfelfontein, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. In 2013, Namibia declared the Namib Sand Sea a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing it as a rare coastal desert where fog plays a key role in sustaining life. Visitors can explore this vast, undulating sea of sand by hot air balloon, by 4 vehicles, or on foot, experiencing the unique silence and solitude that only the desert can provide. Avenue of the Baobabs, Madagascar. Have you ever wondered what it's like to walk among trees that have stood for over 1,000 years? Madagascar's Avenue of the Baobabs offers just that. A surreal experience where giant, ancient trees stretch their colossal trunks toward the sky, creating one of the most iconic and otherworldly landscapes on Earth. The baobab trees, known as the roots of the sky, can grow up to 30 meters tall and have trunks that can be more than 10 meters wide. These unique trees, which look almost upside down with their roots seemingly stretching into the air, have adapted over millennia to survive Madagascar's harsh dry seasons by storing water in their thick, fibrous trunks. This avenue of giant baobabs is not just a natural wonder, but also a vital part of Madagascar's cultural and ecological history. Some of the baobabs here are estimated to be over 1,000 years old, and they've witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations on the island. The local Malagasy people refer to the baobab as the tree of life due to its countless uses. Its bark is used for rope, its fruit is rich in nutrients, and even its leaves are used for medicinal purposes. Historically, the area around the Avenue of the Baobabs was once a dense forest of baobabs and other trees, but deforestation for agriculture over the centuries has left just a few baobabs standing, making the avenue even more significant as a reminder of the island's rich natural heritage. In 2007, the Avenue of the Baobabs was declared a protected natural monument to safeguard these remarkable trees. While the avenue itself stretches only a few hundred meters, it leaves a lasting impression on all who visit, especially during sunrise and sunset when the trees cast long, dramatic shadows across the red earth. It's a photographer's dream and a place of deep reverence for the Malagasy people, who view the baobabs as sacred. The Avenue of the Baobabs stands not only as a symbol of Madagascar's incredible biodiversity, but also as a poignant reminder of the need for conservation efforts on this unique island. Death Valley National Park, USA. This is the place you should go if you want to stand in the hottest, driest, and lowest national park in the United States. Death Valley National Park, located in eastern California and extending into Nevada, is one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Known for its record-breaking heat, temperatures once soared to 56.7 degrees Celsius, the highest ever recorded on Earth. Death Valley is a land of stark contrasts and fascinating geological features. At 86 meters below sea level, Badwater Basin in Death Valley is the lowest point in North America, a salt flat that stretches out in a dazzling white expanse. Despite its name, Death Valley is full of life, home to resilient species like desert tortoises, bighorn sheep, and the famous salt-tolerant pupfish that thrive in the park's rare spring-fed oases. Death Valley is also known for its otherworldly landscapes, like the Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes, the colorful Badlands of Zabriskie Point, and the mysterious racetrack playa, where large stones appear to move across the dry lakebed on their own, leaving long trails in the cracked mud. Scientists believe the movement is caused by a rare combination of rain, ice, and wind, though the phenomenon remains somewhat enigmatic. The valley's extreme conditions have attracted humans for centuries, from the Native American Timbisha Shoshone tribe, who continue to live in the region, to the pioneers of the California Gold Rush. In 1933, Death Valley was declared a national monument, and later, a national park, preserving its unique desert landscapes and ecosystems. The park is also a designated dark sky park, making it one of the best places in the world for stargazing, where you can witness the Milky Way in all its glory. Death Valley is more than just a forbidding desert. It's a land of contrasts, where towering peaks are capped with snow while salt flats bake in the scorching heat. Victoria Falls, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. Do you want to stand at the edge of the largest waterfall in the world, with millions of gallons of water thundering into a gorge below? Victoria Falls, known locally as Mosioe-Tunya, or the Smoke That Thunders, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site straddling the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. The falls are a staggering 1,708 meters wide and drop 108 meters into the Zambezi River below, creating one of the most powerful and spectacular displays of water in the world. During the wet season, the spray from the falls can be seen from over 30 kilometers away, and the surrounding area is often shrouded in mist, giving it an almost mythical appearance. Victoria Falls was discovered by Scottish explorer David Livingstone in 1855, though it had long been known to the local tribes who revered it for its spiritual significance. Livingstone named the falls after Queen Victoria, but its indigenous name, Mosioe-Tunya, captures the true essence of its raw power. Today, the falls remain one of Africa's most popular tourist attractions, drawing people from around the world to experience not only the falls themselves, but also the rich biodiversity of the surrounding rainforest. The mist generated by the falls creates a unique microclimate that supports a lush ecosystem, home to species like baboons, hippos, crocodiles, and even elephants. You can enjoy a wide range of activities, from taking a helicopter tour over the falls to swimming in the famous Devil's Pool, a natural infinity pool right at the edge of the waterfall, for the thrill seekers. Rafting in the turbulent rapids of the Zambezi River is also a popular adventure. Torres del Paine, Chile. What if you could trek through some of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth, with towering granite peaks, shimmering lakes, and glaciers that stretch to the horizon? Torres del Paine National Park in Chilean Patagonia is the perfect destination for it. Located in the southern tip of Chile, this UNESCO Biosphere Reserve is renowned for its iconic Torres, or Towers of Paine, which are massive granite spires that rise sharply into the sky, forming a stunning backdrop for hikers and nature lovers. The park covers an area of over 1,800 square kilometers and is home to diverse ecosystems ranging from grasslands and forests to arid steppe and glacial rivers. The unique geography is a result of millions of years of glacial activity, volcanic forces, and tectonic shifts, which have created the awe-inspiring peaks, valleys, and fjords that characterize the region today. The park is also home to abundant wildlife. Historically, the region was inhabited by the indigenous Tehuelche people, and their influence can still be felt in the land today. European explorers first ventured into the area in the 19th century, and since then, Torres del Paine has grown into one of South America's premier destinations for ecotourism. Whether it's trekking across the Grey Glacier, kayaking in pristine waters, or simply marveling at the jagged peaks bathed in the golden light of sunrise, Torres del Paine offers a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Svalbard, Norway. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to explore the edge of the Arctic, where polar bears roam and glaciers stretch as far as the eye can see? Svalbard, an archipelago situated halfway between mainland Norway and the North Pole, offers exactly that: a stark, icy wilderness where nature reigns supreme. Svalbard is one of the world's northernmost inhabited areas, with Longyearbyen being its largest settlement. Known for its dramatic landscapes of snow-covered peaks, glaciers, and fjords, Svalbard is a dream destination for adventurers and scientists alike. But perhaps the most famous resident of Svalbard is the polar bear, and there are more polar bears than people here. These magnificent creatures are a protected species in Norway, and seeing one in its natural habitat is a rare and awe-inspiring experience. Svalbard has a rich history of exploration and scientific discovery. In the early 20th century, the archipelago was a hub for Arctic expeditions, including attempts to reach the North Pole. The islands have also played a key role in whaling and mining, with coal being extracted from the region as early as the 17th century. Today, much of Svalbard is protected as nature reserves, ensuring that its fragile ecosystems remain intact. Another interesting feature is the Svalbard Global Seed Vault, often referred to as the Doomsday Vault. Built into a mountain, this secure facility stores millions of seeds from around the world as a safeguard against global agricultural crises, symbolizing Svalbard's importance in global conservation efforts. Svalbard is also a prime location for witnessing the northern lights in winter and the midnight sun in summer, when the sun doesn't set for months. The island's remote and pristine environment makes it one of the best places on Earth to experience these natural phenomena. With activities like dog sledding, glacier hiking, and wildlife spotting, Svalbard offers a rare chance to explore the Arctic wilderness. Galápagos Islands, Ecuador. What if you could visit a place where the wildlife seems to have evolved without the presence of humans? The Galápagos Islands, an isolated archipelago in the Pacific Ocean, offer just that, a living laboratory of evolution that inspired Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. Located about 1,000 kilometers off the coast of Ecuador, this group of volcanic islands is renowned for its incredible biodiversity and species that exist nowhere else on Earth. From giant tortoises and marine iguanas to blue-footed boobies and flightless cormorants, the Galápagos is a place where nature has developed in extraordinary ways, unhindered by major human activity until modern times. The Galápagos Islands became world-famous in the 19th century when Charles Darwin visited aboard the HMS Beagle in 1835. His observations of the diverse species, especially the variations in the beaks of finches on different islands, led him to propose groundbreaking ideas on how species adapt to their environments over generations. Today, visitors can still see these iconic finches, often called Darwin's finches, alongside other fascinating creatures that showcase the island's unique evolutionary paths. The islands themselves are geologically young, formed by volcanic activity, and still have active volcanoes. The shifting tectonic plates underneath the ocean floor continually give rise to new islands, shaping this dynamic environment. The Galápagos is also a marine paradise, with the surrounding waters designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, protecting diverse marine life. The island's location at the convergence of major ocean currents creates a nutrient-rich environment, supporting a vibrant ecosystem both on land and in the sea. Human impact on the Galápagos has been carefully managed to preserve its delicate ecosystems. Tourism is strictly regulated, and the Galápagos National Park covers 97% of the land area, ensuring that the wildlife thrives in its natural habitat. The Galápagos Islands remain a treasure trove for biologists, conservationists, and curious travelers alike, all drawn by the chance to witness evolution in action. Isle of Skye, Scotland. Located off the west coast of Scotland, is a natural wonderland steeped in history, myth, and breathtaking scenery. Known for its dramatic cliffs, rolling moors, and crystal-clear lochs, the Isle of Skye is the largest island in the Inner Hebrides and one of Scotland's most iconic destinations. Its name, derived from the Old Norse Skye, meaning Cloud Island, captures the ethereal beauty of its mist-covered peaks and windswept coastlines. The island is home to the Cuillin Mountain Range, a paradise for hikers and climbers, offering some of the most challenging and scenic trails in the British Isles. But Skye is not just about dramatic landscapes. It is also a place rich in history and folklore. Have you heard of Dunvegan Castle? It's the oldest continuously inhabited castle in Scotland and the ancestral home of Clan MacLeod for over 800 years. Skye's coastline, with its jagged sea cliffs and natural rock formations like the Old Man of Storr, is a photographer's dream. Wildlife lovers will also find plenty to marvel at, from the golden eagles that soar above the rugged landscapes to the seals and otters that inhabit its shores. The island's unique position between the Atlantic Ocean and the Scottish mainland also makes it a hotspot for geological formations, including the famous Quiraing landslip, where shifting earth has created a surreal, otherworldly terrain. For nature lovers, history buffs, and adventurers, the Isle of Skye offers a magical blend of ancient folklore and untouched beauty. Reynisfjara, Iceland. Imagine walking along a beach where the sand is jet black, the waves are thunderous, and towering basalt columns rise like giant sculptures from the sea. Reynisfjara Beach in Iceland offers this exact surreal and dramatic experience. Located on the country's southern coast, Reynisfjara is widely considered one of the most stunning black sand beaches in the world. Formed by volcanic activity, the black pebbles and sands of Reynisfjara create an otherworldly contrast against the crashing white waves of the Atlantic Ocean. But what really sets this beach apart are the massive basalt stacks known as Reynisdrangar, which, according to local legend, are trolls turned to stone by the sunlight as they attempted to drag a ship ashore. The cliffs that back Reynisfjara are equally spectacular, formed by vertical basalt columns that resemble an enormous organ pipe. This natural formation is the result of lava cooling rapidly after a volcanic eruption, creating geometric patterns in the rock. Not far from the beach lies Deer Ho Lei, a promontory offering sweeping views of the coastline, with its own natural arch that juts into the sea. The landscape around Reynisfjara is also home to diverse birdlife, particularly puffins, which nest in the cliffs during the summer months, offering a unique opportunity for birdwatchers. While the beauty of Reynisfjara is undeniable, it's also known for its dangerous sneaker waves, which can surge far up the beach unexpectedly, making it important for visitors to keep a safe distance from the water. This raw power of nature is part of what gives Reynisfjara its wild, untamed character. Whether you're captivated by its striking volcanic sands, the myths of the sea, or the sheer rugged beauty of the Icelandic coastline, Reynisfjara leaves a lasting impression on anyone who visits. Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. This is the tallest mountain in Africa, is a dormant volcano with 3 distinct cones. Rising 5,895 meters above sea level, Kilimanjaro towers over the surrounding plains of Tanzania, offering one of the world's most iconic and breathtaking natural landscapes. Unlike many of the world's highest peaks, Kilimanjaro is a freestanding mountain, meaning it's not part of a mountain range. Its snow-capped summit, known as Uhuru Peak, draws thousands of adventurers each year who seek to challenge themselves on its relatively accessible routes. But what makes this mountain truly fascinating is the drastic change in ecosystems climbers encounter on the way to the top. Starting from lush rainforest, trekkers pass through alpine meadows, a barren lunar landscape, and finally the glacier-capped summit, all within a single ascent. Historically, Mount Kilimanjaro has long held significance for local tribes, particularly the Chaga people, who believed the mountain to be the home of gods and spirits. European exploration of the mountain began in the mid-19th century. However, Kilimanjaro is not just famous for its human conquerors. Its glaciers have attracted scientific interest for decades. Sadly, due to climate change, these glaciers are rapidly receding, and some experts predict that the iconic snowcap could disappear within a few decades. Mount Kilimanjaro is also a haven for unique wildlife, including elephants, leopards, and a variety of bird species. However, its delicate ecosystems are under pressure from both tourism and environmental changes. Despite this, the mountain remains one of the world's greatest trekking destinations, offering stunning views, cultural experiences, and a journey through a natural world that seems to belong to several different planets. Here comes the end of this journey. We hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. Until next time, happy travels.